put me after Verena. She's female, she's white, she's good looking. Now you guys have to deal with me. That's quite a step down. Right, so let's make it really clear. I'm Indian. Either that or a German with a really good tan. Ain't that right? Now, I mean like 6 weeks in Hawaii tan, right? However, right, because of my skin color, I get to hear a lot of things I wouldn't have otherwise heard. And people think it's offensive, but I think it's amazing. Like, it shows me the humor that this country has. Do you guys want to hear stories about skin color? Yes! Oh, I knew that. You're the nice audience for that. Right. So I was at Stark Beer Fest. Like, Stark Beer Fest is Oktoberfest on steroids in a compact environment. Like, it's the point where any form of anything is okay. So we were on a really large table, right? But it wasn't completely full. So there were some people I didn't really know there. And this was another group, and there was a girl I didn't know. And throughout, like, 2 hours, she just kept nudging me and annoying me and, like, kept saying stuff in German I didn't understand, right? And my first reaction was, grab the beer, right? Because I'm Indian. If I paid for something, I'll really protect it. Go for it. You think that's offensive? You have no idea what's coming up. And right before I was leaving, right? So after about 3 hours, I was slightly like, okay, fine, I had a mask. I was happy. But I got really happy after what she said, right? Because I was going and she was already really drunk. And she was on a table and she was essentially dancing to some sort of really nice music. And I was leaving and I saw, I felt that somebody tapped me on the shoulder. I turned around. She looked down on me. She just went, #Slumdog Millionaire. And I just looked at her and I'm like, I'm so offended. Somebody spoke in hashtag. And I'm like, I'm not against these sorts of statements, right? Because these statements make me feel like the underdog. They make me feel like there's more of a challenge, right? Which ironically is the storyline of Slumdog Millionaire. I mean, I don't want to take it away from you, but Germany is not unique in this sense. You do come up with really great one-liners, but I also heard this when I was studying in London. I was studying in London, and I came back home once from Zone 5 on a bus. Now, anybody who's been in London knows that Zone 5 is the 10th circle of hell. Does anybody... I know who to play to. Nice. And I was on a bus, and the only reason I went there because my then girlfriend used to live there. That's the only reason you ever go to Zone 5. That, in London terms, counts as long distance. I sacrificed a lot, all right? But I was on a bus back, and this was like 3 in the morning, and there was a middle-aged person who was really drunk. And this is what I love about drunk people. They have no filter, and I can really hear their thoughts. So this guy, right, he was clearly, like, really annoyed at how many Indians are there in London. And you're like, well, you can't really be, because we're the ones who gave you good food. I'm just like, bangers and mash. That doesn't sound like food. It sounds like a really bad TV show. But, you know, the thing was, right, about that guy, he was sitting there and he was just glaring at me for 10 minutes. And I was like, okay, fine, I'll read a book. I'll make it look like I'm literate. I'm not actually taking money off the taxpayer. I wore my student hoodie because I was like, no, I'm studying here. Like, I'm not on state funds or any such thing. No, but he didn't buy any of that because he was already like 1.5 liters of vodka down. He just looked at me and he went like, why don't you just go home? And my first response was just to be afraid. But then I was like, hit back at him. And I went, I am. That's why I'm on the bus. I feel it's a fair trade-off. You hear a racist comment, and then a year later you get some applause. That's great. But there are more stories about skin color that I will talk about. But let me talk about the thing that's really important to me and why I really wanted to come and converse with you, right? This is the thing I haven't even told my family. It's almost like I'm coming out here, and I'm like, okay, I have to confess. I'm a feminist. Let's turn this pantomime. There you go. I knew somebody would be on my side, right? And I don't like cats. I hate cats. They're chicken murdering bastards. I heard somebody laugh before the punchline. Those are the people I want to hang out with now. But that's the thing, right? People look at me and they're like, but you're a man. And I'm like, yeah, I also believe in animal rights. I'm not a horse. And people have lots and lots of misconceptions about what feminism is. They're like, feminists are ugly, feminists are angry, feminists aren't funny. And I'm like, that's not true. Well, I'm a terrible example of that. But please believe me. Please. This comes from Slumdog Millionaire. Please. Okay? So the thing with that is that you want to get rid of the misconception. So I'm going to be serious for a very little bit so that the rest of it makes some sense, because I haven't made any yet. Feminism is just equal rights for men and women. That's it. Give me a cheer if you believe in equal rights for men and women. And my male friend who was talking to her also agrees with her. But he didn't say, I agree. Because scientifically, if a man tells a woman that he agrees with her, his penis shrinks by 2 inches. It's true. It's true. I memean, it's not true, but at least it gives some people an excuse. Some people. I don't know. Some people not. I don't know. I'm just going to say that. Right. And instead of just shutting up or saying anything productive, what he actually ended up doing was, he said, hey, why don't you do something useful? Why don't you go and make me a sandwich? And that is my favorite kind of joke. Because that joke, the way I read it through my glasses, maybe a bit too rose-tinted, is it doesn't mean to me that a woman's place is in the kitchen. It means to me that that guy is so stupid that if you took a piece of meat and 2 slices of bread, he wouldn't be able to make himself a sandwich. I might swear here, but these are the sort of fuck knuckles that end up putting eggs in a toaster. Don't let them anywhere next to food. Right. The last thing I'm going to do, because I might be eating onto somebody else's time, and if there's anything I know about Germany, is that they love punctuality. I know. Like a year of living in Germany, I finally know what it's like to be on time. I'm Indian. We don't know that feeling. Right. So the last thing I want to talk about, which is equivalently boring, because it's something known as gender pay gap. Those are the 3 most boring words put together to talk about a concept that's essentially setting humanity back by like a century, right? Because it should be called something like fiscal fuckery, or fiscal fuckery 2, return of the fiscal fuckery. Or, to make it even more interesting, Harry Potter and the gender pay gap. Yeah, it wasn't that good a joke. You're right. That's true. But to put it in clear terms, like, it's not that the same job women get paid less for. It's that they get actively disincentivized from certain jobs. They get actively pushed against the career-minded status, and they're actively pushed towards certain lifestyle choices. That's a lot of long words. Let's put it simply, right? If you do a job, somebody wants to offer you 100 euros, but then goes, hey, are you being actively politically represented and never being harassed at the workplace just because something dangles between your legs? No? Oh, then here's 83 euros. That is the gender pay gap. We think that if we can go to space as humanity, we could definitely lead that to be a 1:1 thing. Go girl. Thank you.